Just come over to have a quick meeting with Sam and John with regards to the roof detail on this one. It's quite a tricky detail as it's going to be a flat roof construction and a pitch roof construction. There is going to be 3 Velux roof lights in the pitched part of the roof and 1 flat roof light in the flat part of the roof. So quite a detailed roof, this one. On top of this, there is also an invisible gutter detail. So I thought I'd come over and speak to the guys myself this morning to discuss how we're proposing to do this, because tomorrow morning I've got another meeting here with the customer to tell him what we're planning to do. We're having a problem backing up because we need grabs and skips at the same time, and the driveway is not big enough to take both. So we're slowly moving all the rubble and that out first. We're going to get the grab to take that away, and then we're going to have the skip swapped over, and all the timber, kitchens, roof work and so on will go into that. The guys' attention have now moved up onto that roof there. They're stripping the whole roof off, and then they will be knocking this wall out here also, making that area part of this area. Also over here this week, we've got Jay and Russell breaking out the foundations of the old extension that is within the footprint of this extension. And we have got Baz and Chris who have now finished all the block work, and their attention has moved on to the knock-throughs and steel work.
Back over here on the Sallington site, and we've had a call from the customer telling us there's a couple of damp spots, looks like they're coming through. So we've come over here to examine what it is, and we believe there's a good possibility it's the fact that we've had the chimney capped off, so therefore there's no airflow coming through it or nothing now. So what we've decided to do, first protocol, is to put vents in the chimney on the shop floor, first floor and second floor. And basically we're going to stick the vent on, draw around it, take the vent off, then measure in say 20mm perimeter inside of that, multi-tool the board out, and then core cut in 2 to 3 50mm holes, and then we're going to put the vent back over it. This should give us a significant airflow.
This job is now fully completed across all 3 floors, except putting the final floor covering over the communal hallway and staircase. Our customer has put these units up for rent and has got a tenant moving in to the top floor flat next week already. This was a tricky build at times due to the age of the building, but overall a great project to be involved in, and we are happy that the customer can start to generate an income from his investment. Right, so we're over here on the site in Leamington Spa now. The guys have broke all the concrete slab up throughout this whole area, and we are now about to start the reduced dig. We have come up against a bit of an issue in this bay area. The guys have broke this front bay out here, and as we've dug all the mud out, what we've come to realise is everything from this point downwards is only mud. So we may need to get an engineer in to give us a bit of advice of what they want us to do, but we're probably going to have to underpin this area here and then block up back underneath to support the weight load above. On another note, Rich over the weekend has met the customer who lives at this property and discussed another chamber to be dug in behind this wall here. So what we are going to do is we're going to punch a double set of door opening here, probably something around 2 meters wide, and we're going to go into this chamber here. Looking through this little hole here, we can see that the mud in this room is up to about this height, and it is a 20 square meter room. So on average, there's about 30 cubic square meters of mud to be excavated out of this room. So while we've got a bit of a delay, while we're waiting for structural engineers to come back to us, we've got the guys to reduce dig this whole floor area in here down to the bottom of foundation. Then we're going to punch the hole through there and start excavating that whole area too, before we even think about looking at the concrete works. Right, so another slight issue for us to overcome is in this room here, we've dug down and we can see that there's a step foundation here and then the mud below. We was hoping to dig it down level all the way throughout, but since the guys have now stripped all the ceilings and the walls out, what we've come to notice is the ceiling height in this area and the ceiling height in these areas are actually different heights. So when we done the trial holes, it was shown that we was going to be able to just dig down 200, then fill back up. But actually in this area here, we are going to have to dig down slightly lower and then fill back up to be able to have the head height in that area that the customer desires. Me and James went over to a gate site in Stychel to take some final floor levels within the swept area of the gates before ordering. We noticed that the floor level on the left hand side of the drive raises up, and we wanted to make sure that the gates would not scrape the floor before reaching the opening position. There are 2 sets of gates on this job, and it would have been a very costly mistake to get this one wrong. Over on another site in Birmingham, the lads are working on a set of gates that needs a new automation kit. Due to the landlord having to force the gates open after finding out his property was being used as a cannabis farm. This is a new basement job we've just started today over in Stratford-upon-Avon. It is also another waterproofing job, so we won't be doing electrics and flooding work. All we're going to be doing here is, on this stairwell behind me, we are going to be removing the top course of bricks all the way down to give the customer extra head height as it comes past this area. And in the floor slab, we will be reduced digging by around 300 mil and then bringing it back up by 200 mil, which will give the customer roughly an extra 100 mil head height. We're going to be digging down to the bottom of this step foundation here, and then we will be bringing it back up to lock it in, and then the tanking and channel system will go around the perimeter, bringing the finished floor level up to about this high. Just popped over to have my final meeting here with the customer at the Warwick structure only extension. We've hit this job in a timely fashion. The guys have got in, got it done and moved on. Jay and John just fitted the roof lights late last week, so we've done the last little bit of snags early this week, and now we're ready to hand over to the customer and move on to our next job. I just wanted to talk about the importance of branding everything. If you watch our channel regularly, you will know we have faced our fair share of issues with marketing and generating new solid inquiries. For example, the site fencing banners we have now started putting up across all of our sites has become one of our best sources of inquiries. How much do you think it would cost to put up a billboard size advert within the area you guys are working in? You're talking thousands of pounds, so this is a very cost-effective way of marketing. In fact, on one of our basement sites we have open in Leamington Spa, one of the neighbours have approached us and asked us to price a new 3-bedroom house to be built in his back garden of one of his rental properties. So we have actually been able to cross-sell our services from basements to construction simply by putting our other company logos at the bottom of each banner. Us being us, we are now going to take this one step further and we are going to start branding all the remotes we sell in the Gates company across all our installs and breakdowns. We are going to start putting our logo and phone number on the back of each remote. This way we can get our branding onto as many people's sets of keys as possible, and we are also going to start branding photo cells and even the control panel boxes. All of these ways are very effective ways of branding and getting your logos out into the market in a subtle way, but effective. I know I said we weren't going to pour the concrete slab on this basement job in Leamington, but in this business things change real quick, so we've had to swap things around and get this done now instead.